All right, ladies and gentlemen out there in the world, we don't want to say just the Chicagoland area, although we are interviewing Miss Goldie from the Boutique Baddies of Chicago on the Platform Network. I am so excited to do this test run interview, and man, you have a lot of things going on. We should change her name to Miss Make It Happen, because she's making it happen in Chicago. And when I talk about film industry, when I talk about hair industry, when I talk about dealing with the youth and dance teams, she's just been a phenomenal trailblazer in the Midwest and in the world, because the ripple effect that's coming from Chicago can be felt all over the world. So ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, I want to introduce our first host on the platform. Ladies and gentlemen, none other than Miss Goldie, aka Miss Make It Happen. Goldie, what's going on with you?
What's going on, Black Eyes?
Oh, look, you know what? It's just phenomenal, Miss Goldie. I am so honored to do this interview so that the world can know what I know about what's going on in your world. Look, you dropped Hair Mafia a few years ago. Then you dropped Boutique Baddies of Chicago. Please tell the world out there, what's the inspiration and the motivation for all that you have done and all that you are doing?
Okay, so I dropped Hair Mafia Chicago reality TV show in 2016, right? And I dropped that to bring awareness to some of the coldest, dopest, hardcore hairstylists in the city of Chicago.
Say word.
In the city of Chicago. I wanted to bring awareness to some of the stylists in Chicago. So when I was getting ready to film the episodes, because I did drop teasers, the pandemic hit. So that shut everything down for Hair Mafia Chicago, which I'll be filming that again soon. Now, fast forwarding to the Boutique Baddies of Chicago. Hey, so what inspired me to do the Boutique Baddies of Chicago is, again, bringing awareness to some of the hottest boutiques in the city of Chicago, bringing awareness to our fashion, bringing young, or should I say talented entrepreneurs together.
And you know, we not hating on no other city, but don't nobody do it like Chicago.
Nobody do it like Chicago. Nobody does it like me. That's number one. So everything that I do, I like to bring awareness to our city, because we don't get enough. We're known for a lot of violence, crime, and things like that. But on the flip side of things, we have some of the most talented people in Chicago.
We got legends here in Chicago.
We have legends here in Chicago.
And we're sitting here with one of our legends. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Miss Goldie from Boutique Baddies of Chicago and Hair Mafia. We're interviewing her, and we're just delving into her mind, delving into her world to see what makes that motor turn and run and create. And so, Miss Goldie, man, you just had a release that just happened. You know, a release of your reality talk show.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about your reality talk show, and then I think we got a caller after that. Go ahead.
Okay, so I just did the red carpet premiere for my new hit reality show, the Boutique Baddies of Chicago, January 13th, which was phenomenal. It was a sold-out event. Shouts out to everyone that supported, showed up, and showed out for the premiere.
I got a correction. It wasn't just sold out because I was there. It was sold out, standing room only.
Absolutely. Yes. So it was phenomenal. I enjoyed it. It was a roller coaster doing it, but I made it through. And I just tell everybody to look forward to what's next for the Boutique Baddies of Chicago reality show and Hair Mafia Chicago reality show.
And let me just say this, Miss Goldie. There's nothing that's worth having that's not worth fighting for.
Absolutely.
And there is no progress without struggle. And so you talk about the roller coaster ride. You talked about the pandemic, which held everybody back during the pandemic. But you came out of the gates and you swinging and winging. And so I have to say to you that I admire that. You are an inspiration to me and others who watch you and look at you in your social media. And when I tell you that when you put your mouth on something and when you tell people something is going to come to pass, it's not a matter of if it's going to happen, it's just a matter of when. So look, we got a caller on the line. Let's bring our first caller on. Caller, we want you to state your name and where you're calling from.
Hey, y'all doing this? Silk.
Oh, Silk is calling from Chicago. That's your partner in crime, Goldie.
Partner in crime. What's going on, Silk?
Okay, question someone else want to ask, but still, I'm quite have BLAQ. When they're going to drop?
We trying to make out what you're saying. Are you saying that when is it going to drop? When is the Boutique Baddies of Chicago going to drop? Okay, we got you.
Okay, did you say when is the Boutique Baddies of Chicago gonna drop, or when is Hair Mafia Chicago gonna drop?
Oh, Hair Mafia. All right. So when is Hair Mafia going to drop, Goldie?
Okay, so
the world has been waiting. Drum roll, please.
Drum roll, please. The world has been waiting. So once the pandemic let up, I decided to roll with the Boutique Baddies of Chicago. Not putting Hair Mafia Chicago on the back burner. So once I get the Boutique Baddies of Chicago off the ground, which will be soon, probably towards midsummer, then I'll go back and do the rebirth of Hair Mafia Chicago, because that's where it all started from. Hair Mafia Chicago reality TV show. So I'm thinking maybe I'll start filming Hair Mafia Chicago again, like midsummer to early fall maybe, and then I'll be dropping the first teaser to the rebirth of Hair Mafia Chicago probably in the fall.
I like that, so look out for it. For those of you who are out there who are interested in being in it, she's going to have a roll call for that, just like she did the Boutique Baddies of Chicago. So stay in tune, stay on her Instagram page, stay on her Facebook page, and we wanted you to give out that information too after you say what you're about to say.
Okay, so I am currently casting for co-cast members for the reality show, The Boutique Baddies of Chicago. So if you're interested in being a co-cast member for my hit reality show, The Boutique Baddies of Chicago, you can go to Hair Mafia Chicago _Goldie on Instagram. Again, that's Hair Mafia Chicago _Goldie on Instagram. You can also go to The Boutique Baddies of Chicago on Instagram. You can DM me, let me know that you heard, that you tuned in to this broadcasting, and DM me all of your information. But again, I will be casting for Hair Mafia Chicago reality TV show real soon, and I am co-casting for the new hit reality show, The Boutique Baddies of Chicago.
Look, let me just say this before we close out. You know, you had a very big supporter that came on board with you during this last project. And you guys, your chemistry, we could feel it. We could feel it over the big screen because we were at the movie theater. Talk a little bit about your partner, Silk, real quick. Sense of Silk, this brother got two businesses.
Yeah.
He has a leaf wrap business,
yes,
dealing with the, what do you call it? What is it? HC? What is the word?
I don't know.
The marijuana leaf, y'all. Y'all know what I'm talking
yes,
about. And he also has a cologne / perfume designer line. Unisex, that's right. So this brother's out there making major moves, and it was only genius that you guys hooked up together. Absolutely. So talk a little bit about Silk before we close out.
Okay, so I met Silk. I was doing a winter pop-up store in the water tower place, and he had Silk reached out to me once he heard about it. But when I spoke to Silk, he told me that he talked to several people before he contacted me at different times. The people were at different locations, and everyone he spoke to, they said, you need to get up with this lady named Goldie. You need to get up with this lady named Goldie. And he said, man, it was just a coincidence that everyone he spoke to mentioned my name. So he ended up coming to my store. I wasn't here. I think one of the employees gave him a business card of mine. So he took the business card. He ended up speaking to someone else after that about things that he was trying to do. That person again mentioned Goldie. So he said, you know what? I keep hearing this lady's name. I'm finna give her a call. So he ended up calling me to become a vendor at my pop-up store in the water tower. We connected from there. Silk is an amazing person. He's amazing. He's
shout out to my man Silk.
Yes, indeed. He's very amazing. He's very helpful. He's an entrepreneur that's gonna go far. He's an entrepreneur that's gonna go far. I see it in him. I want the best for Silk. Silk want the best for me. And all of the people that's been in my circle, I have yet to see a person like Silk.
And that's saying a lot. So look, guys, before we close out, one more thing. I want to say congratulations to you because you have been nominated for the 312 Awards. And I know those who are out there that knows her, that knows about the award, voted for her. The voting stage is over now, so we're waiting for the nominations to be announced well, not the nominations, the winner at this point to be announced. And so just tell the people real quick, what were you nominated for and what are you going to win for the 312 Awards 2024?
Absolutely. So I was nominated for Female Entrepreneur of the Year for the 312 Music Awards, and I was I'm not going to say I was shocked because it's well deserved, number one. So when the guys DM'd me on Instagram and it said Female Entrepreneur of the Year with like 6 names, I'm looking like, okay. So when I got to the 3rd name, I said, wait, that's me. That's me. Goldie Howard, that's me. So I end up getting on the phone, calling them, and I asked, how did this come about? Because I knew I've never heard of them putting out, well, nominate your so-and-so. I never heard. So the guy that I spoke to told me, he said, well, Goldie, back in, I want to say September or October, something like that, we put out, all of these categories, and your name came across us several times like it was unbelievable. And I'm like, oh wow. He said, oh yeah, they just kept throwing your name in. He said, so we narrowed it down to the last 6 that had the most call-ins or votes or whatever, and your name made the ballot. So big ups to the 312 Music Awards for that, and big ups to everyone that put my name in the barrel. Big ups to everybody. And
also big up to all the nominees, because being an entrepreneur is hard. And so anyone that's out there that's deserving of being acknowledged, we give big ups to you all too, but you're going to take it on. But ladies and gentlemen, anyway, thank you so much for tuning in to the Platforms Boutique Baddies of Chicago talk show. And again, you will see more coming from this platform. Ms. Goldie, you have the last words.
I have the last words. Thank you so. And if you have anything going on, any entrepreneur that has anything going on, please feel free to reach out. If you want to be interviewed on the platform, I'm giving you a platform to do so. So reach out to me via all of my social sites and let me know what it is you have going on. But when reaching out, please, you have to be able to add value to our listening audience. You have to be able to add value to our listening audience. You have to be able to motivate them, inspire them, and again, please feel free to reach out because we are interviewing on the platform.
Well, thank you so much. This is your boy King of Poetry, Black Ice, here with Miss Goldie, aka Miss Make It Happen. We're live on the Boutique Baddies of Chicago talk show on the Platform Network. Until next time, peace and blessings.
Peace.
shot type. And I was like, baby, you gorgeous. And I just wanna put your lips up to my lips like my cordless mic. And since I'm only in town for one more night,